Continuing looking at some weird Pee-wee's Playhouse merchandise, I have a Colorforms playset. What these were just little pieces of plastic that you could stick on the window and kind of peel off. So there's the character sheet there, or you could stick it onto the background that it came with just to play with. So we had all the characters. We got Pee-wee here that you can see is super worn out because I did in fact actually play with this. Sticking them on the window and then using the background in the box too. It was just a weird kind of plastic that would kind of adhere to the window but still be able to be peeled off. But you can see I used Pee-wee a lot. Might have had this before the action figures came out maybe at the time. There's a lot of characters to go through, and there are these cartoony kind of drawn versions, like the king of cartoons here, holding the projector, but just drawing versions, so it's kind of cool just to see how everybody's characterized in this style. Here we have Miss Yvonne in some blue dress instead of the usual pink, like the action figure went with. A little bit different visuals there, and it's just cool to see how everybody was drawn. Like, look at these like big eyes. Looks like kind of a freaky alien there. There is Cowboy Curtis with a lasso, looking pretty funny in his little style there. Now, these aren't Shrinky Dinks, although I think I did have those. I don't know where those went to, but this is a little bit different than that. Those were hard plastic, and these are just the soft that sticks to the window. And then there's Pee-wee on his scooter for like the end of the episode. Pretty flimsy flag bit there, but I guess I didn't wear this one out. You can kind of see just the single Pee-wee kind of look more like this, but it's kind of a cool style there. I could like stick these on my window or something just for like, well, I mean, what else are you gonna do with them? It's kind of a strange thing to display for merchandise. Here's a character that was on a lot of early Pee-wee merchandise with Roger, the giant monster dude. Pretty big one there. I think they just like the design to show off there, but there's a cartoony version of him. We got Conky! Again, it's kind of cool to see them drawn like this. You know, they were like real physical puppets on the show. He was just like, if it looked like a cartoon, this is what they would look like. Let's see, we got Globy, a little bit smaller one there. He looks pretty usual and normal. We got Magic Screen. Kind of see the wheeled legs there. Really shrunk the screen there to kind of get all the details in on this one. Looks like a tiny little nose there. We got Terry, Pterodactyl. Getting a nice cartoony version. Flap, 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 flap. We got Dirty Dog from the Puppet Land Band. But then there's Cool Cat right here with the bongos. Drawn pretty minimally with the face there. Somebody went all out on Chicky Baby with the legs. I think maybe they went a little too far there. Pretty short legs, pretty long in this one. I don't know. Somebody very excited to draw this one, I guess. Maybe a little too excited. Got even the Countess. Moveless. It's just a giant cow. What can I say about it? It's kind of cool. We got Penny that was just in the little shorts in between the show, so she even gets like a little sticker. You kind of pretend that she was amongst the other characters, even though she kind of wasn't. She was just like a stop motion animation that they play inside the episodes. Got the Weatherman, the Kite. Is he Mr. Kite? Is he Kitey? What was his name? Nobody knows. But we got the Kite here. He knew the weather, and that's all you need to know. We got like some environmental pieces, like here's like the lava lamp column that you can kind of place on that background. We'll take a look at that here in a sec. Even like the Playhouse door that you're supposed to stick on that spot. Again, we'll look at the background here once we get through all the little color forms. I think we have like a big dino statue that was just part of the decor of the Playhouse. You can place him somewhere in the background. There's like a totem pole kind of thing that was probably amongst the background. You could use that as a column. Interesting to see. There's this thing. I mean, you know, I think we're all very familiar with this. Of course, the famed guy. I need not even name this character. We all know it. I think it's just decor for the Playhouse look. Just kind of wacky shaped. We got some little Terry-ish dudes on little tricycles. They might have been some of the little stop motion creatures kind of moving around outside, like in the intro of the show, you know, like all that stuff. Two of those guys included. A very tiny umbrella to put somewhere. Okay. A nice chair there for outside. Maybe to put by the pool. Again, we'll check out the background here. Since there is a pool in the background included, there's a little inner tube with the ducky head. Wow, remember that episode? I don't. But anyway, so I tried to place them back onto the kind of sticker sheet that they came with, and it looks like I am missing one near to the top, and it looks like it's probably Randy. So I guess one is missing. But not too bad, not too many lost overall that way. But we can look at the background, and there's like the playhouse, and a lot of little details you can see, like Mr. Window and the flowers, the big sphinx kind of thing on top with the sign, and like the cake looking, the igloo. There's like stuff all over the place. On the side window you can kind of see the fish inside the playhouse. Then like a weird downstairs area that I don't think we ever saw in the show. A little weird. But then a lot of like empty space there at the bottom that you could put a lot of the characters and stuff if you didn't, since there's not a ton of room to logically place them amongst the playhouse stuff. And we got like the wacky pool that's like patched together, and some of the animals and stuff and flowers, and the sign Pee-wee's Playhouse at the bottom from the intro. So cool looking. If you had like a way to display this, you know, kind of like keeping the box up so you can see all the artwork and stuff, it's kind of cool. Just a simple toy. It's probably pretty cheap and easy for my parents to grab for something for me to play with, since Pee-wee's Playhouse would have been probably my favorite show. Later, getting all the action figures and then wearing the clothes as a kid too, and you can see those in the video here. Typically I'm just showing 90s kind of action figures, but I'll show other merchandise related that I had or want to get now. Just collecting cool stuff from my childhood here. So if that's the kind of stuff you want to see, you'll want to stick around here. Maybe you can get subscribed. Hopefully that way I'll get to see you in the next video.